Minister is Annie Bergeron-Oliver with CTV National News. Your government has recently made a deal with Mexico to better protect migrant workers, but this deal comes too late for 3 migrant workers who have now died of COVID-19 and hundreds of others who are battling the virus in poor accommodations. Do you feel that the Canadian government has failed these workers?
We brought in strong measures around mandatory quarantines for arriving temporary foreign workers and have rules in place that protect those workers. Obviously, there are cases in which those rules were not followed, and we are extremely concerned by that, and there will be consequences for companies that did not follow the rules designed to protect workers in Canada. In Canada, anyone doing work, let alone essential work as part of our food chain, needs to feel protected. Obviously, in the case of these 3 tragic deaths, that wasn't the case, and we are ensuring that changes are made and that there will be consequences.
Obviously, whoever works in Canada deserves to be in a context that is safe, and the rules were not followed in the cases of those 3 Mexican citizens who died. We had put in place some measures to make sure that there was a mandatory quarantine to protect these workers that was respected, but since that didn't follow the rules because of distanciation, work conditions, we're looking exactly what happened, but obviously there will be, we'll have to assure some protection, but there'll be some consequences and make sure that the system protects better the vulnerable workers.
The rules weren't being followed closely enough, and that your government is going to try to do more to change the situation. But why is the government continuing to allow migrants in right now when doing so jeopardizes their health? And what concrete steps is your government going to take, and will that include hiring more inspectors, and if so, how many?
There are many facilities across the country that employ temporary foreign workers in which there are no cases, where people are doing important and good work to contribute to our supply chain in essential ways that keep Canadians fed. We recognize there are a number of places where those rules and those protocols haven't been adequately followed, and we will ensure that there are consequences, while at the same time recognizing the important work brought by these temporary workers to the Canadian economy and to Canadians themselves.
There are many facilities across the country where there's some temporary foreign workers that are in safe and healthy conditions. They're doing some good work. They're contributing to feed Canadians from coast to coast, and this work must continue. But in the cases where we saw some, we have to look with a close look to see what happened, if there has to be some consequences, and how we can have. This is what ends the press conference.